Hello, grade 8. Today, inshallah, we are going to continue lesson 2-4 in our book, which is in page 52, which is talking about scientific notations, word problems. In scientific notations, word problem, I can solve a word problem with scientific notation. I can identify which operation I need to use to solve the word problem. So once you are going to read the question, you are going to look for the key words, which it will help you to find how you are going to solve this question. So as you see in this example, a quarter weighs 2.5 times 10 to the power of negative 2 kilogram. The US has 3.14 times 10 to the power of 12 in circulation. What is the weight of all quarters in circulation? You are going to search a word to help you to find where is the key words in this question. Please read and concentrate. Yes, we can find the word of all, like the sum. Then he gave us here that the US has 3.14 times 10 to the power of 12 in, in circulation. And he said that each quarter 2.5 times 10 to the power of negative 2, which means we are looking for the total for all. Then which operation we are going to use? We are going to use multiplication. Then it will be 2.5 times 10 to the power of negative 2 multiply by 3.14 times 10 to the power of 12. Now we have multiplication operation. So what is the second step which we have to use it to answer this question? We have to combine the numbers together and the 10 to the power together, which means 2.5 times 3.14, it will be 7.85. 10 to the power of negative 2 times 10 to the power of 12, we have to add them together. So it will be 10 to the power of 10. Now, is this one written in a scientific notation? Yes, it's written in scientific notation. So again, in this type of question, we have to read and then you are going to decide which operation we have to use to solve scientific notation word problem. So this one now it's 7.85 times 10 to the power of 10. It's already written in a scientific notation. And as I said, the word of all, which means we are looking for the total number of circulations in this question. Kilogram for sure. Let us discuss another question like this. The average distance from the Sun to the Andromeda galaxy is 1.2 times 10 to the power of 19 miles. Light travels at a speed of 5.88 times 10 to the power of 12 miles per year, called a light year. How long does it take? How long, how many times in years for light to travel from the sun to the Andromeda galaxy? This one, how long? He gave us the total at the beginning that the average distance from the sun to the Andromeda media galaxy is 1.2 times 10 to the power of 19. Light traveled at a speed of 5.88 times 10 to the power of 12. Then which operation should be division? Then we have 1.2 times 10 to the power of 19 divided by 5.88 times 10 to the power of 12. We will divide it into two parts. 1.2 divided by 5.88. Calculate with me, please, grade 8. 1.2 divide 5.88. So the answer, it will be equal. It will be how many, grade 8? Calculated, please. 1.2 divided 5.88. So it will be 0.24. Okay, 0.24 times 10, you have 19, minus 12, it will be 10 to the power of 7. Now let me ask you a question. Is this number written now in a scientific notation? For sure not. Why? Because we have before the decimal point, we have 0. So we have a big problem here. So we have to move one digit to the right. As I told you, once you are going to move to the right, so you have to decrease 10 to the power of 7, you will decrease 1, right? Then the answer by the end, it will be 2.04 times 10 to the power of 8. I'm sorry, we will increase the power 1, okay? Then years. Then in this question, let me say again, if you want to answer the question in scientific notation, so we have 0.24 times 10 to the power of 7. Okay, then the answer, it will be 2.04. I'm sorry, here we have something wrong. So this one should be equal 10 to the power of 6 because we have to decrease. So we will move to the right, so we will decrease this exponent, or we will add -1 to this one. So the answer, it will be 2.04 times 10 to the power of 6, times 10 to the power of 6. Let me write something here. Okay. Let's move. So as I said, which word it helps you here to find the answer? The word how long. Okay, so the word how long, this is, you have the total and you are looking for per year. Okay, so how long does it take in years for light to travel from the sun to the Andromeda galaxy? So this one, as I said, please, it should be 10 to the power of 6. Another question. The population of St. Louis is 3.15 times 10 to the power of 5. The population of Wentzville is 3.73 times 10 to the power of 4. How many times longer is the population of St. Louis than the population of Wentzville? So how long, how many times, which word we are going to use in this question? We are going to use division. Then we are going to put the numbers now. Then it will be 3.15 times 10 to the power of 5 divided by 3.73 times 10 to the power of 4. So we are going to divide. Then 3.15 times 3.15 divided by 3.73, it will be 0.845 times 10. Here, it's not in scientific notation. So we have to remove 0.845 times 10. So what we have to do to write this one in a scientific notation, it should be 8.45, decrease the 10 by 1, so it will be 10 to the power of 0. Why? Because once you will move to the right, you will decrease the exponent by 1, so it will be 10 to the power of 0. Then how you are going to write this one in a scientific notation? 8.45, and that's it, because 10 to the power of 0 means 1, then it will be 8.45 times larger in Lewis than population of Wentzville. Then by the end, we want to decide it for each question how you are going to find the answer of the question. Look at the first question. Apple makes a profit of $2.5 times 10 to the power of 4 for 1 times 10 power of 3 days in row. What Apple's total? What Apple's total? Which operation you are going to use in this question? Yes, he won the total. He said that he makes a profit of 2.5 times 10 to the power of 4 for 1 time 10 to the power of 3 days. So this question, we are going to multiply to find the answer. So in this questions, which operation? Look at the question at the top. I'm talking about which operation, because you have to recognize according to the words you have it in the question, which operations you are going to use to find the answer. So as I said, for the first question, should be multiply. Let, let's move to question number 2. On February 2nd, 2010, the U.S. Treasury estimated the national debt at 1.227. Then which word he wrote here? Calculate the per person. Calculate the per person. Per person, we are looking for one. He gave us the total, right? And he said the population was about 3.086 times 10 to the power of 8. Use these estimates, calculate the per person share of the national debt. So this question, it will be divided. Look at the last question. How many times greater is the density? So which operation we have to use? How many times greater? Then in this question, we are going to divide to find the answer. So as I said in this part, which we have to work with which operation, then we have to determine the operation according to the meaning of the question. But sometimes you have some words, it will guide you, it will help you to find the operation which you have to use. Then today, inshallah, we have a homework. It will be in our book, page 55. Okay, see you inshallah next time. Hope for you all the best.